morning and then go to bed each and every night, with a tweet from a president of the republic threatening the entire world. Engaging in warfare. That is to say, they all make their decisions without consulting the UN, of which they are members and are part of the Security Council. Who did Bush ask for permission to invade Iraq? Nobody. Where are the chemical weapons that were supposed to be in Iraq? There were none. Who exactly did France and England ask permission to invade Libya? No one. What harm was Gaddafi actually causing at that time? Absolutely none. Who did Putin ask for permission to invade Ukraine? Absolutely no one. Who did Trump ask for permission to invade Ukraine? From no one. Who did Israel ask for permission to invade the Gaza Strip as they did? From no one. No president from any nation, anywhere in the entire world, regardless of how powerful or influential their position may be, has the right to continuously impose their own specific rules and regulations upon other independent nations. And none. And the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council must convene to fundamentally change their behavior. We simply cannot wake up each and every morning and then go to bed each and every night, with a tweet from a president of the republic threatening the entire world. Engaging in warfare. That is to say, they all make their decisions without consulting the UN, of which they are members and are part of the Security Council. Who did Bush ask for permission to invade Iraq? Nobody. Where are the chemical weapons that were supposed to be in Iraq? There were none. Who exactly did France and England ask permission to invade Libya? No one. What harm was Gaddafi actually causing at that time? Absolutely none. Who did Putin ask for permission to invade Ukraine? Absolutely no one. Who did Trump ask for permission to invade Ukraine? From no one. Who did Israel ask for permission to invade the Gaza Strip as they did? From no one. Who asked for the invasion of Venezuela? No one. What I mean is, these are unilateral decisions that do not respect the forum in which these people participate. And if we don't have a serious discussion about this, absolutely nothing will change. Nothing will change at all. In fact, the situation is only going to get worse. I think this extremism, this disrespect for the UN Charter and for harmony among nations is very, very dangerous in the world we live in. Today we have more armed conflicts. We are currently at a point in history experiencing the largest number of armed conflicts globally since the conclusion of the Second World War. And the United Nations Security Council does not hold its meetings. Its permanent members do not attend. It's always just the ambassador's representative. And when you try to approve something, there is the right of veto, and it simply doesn't function because any single member can veto. And how many years have we been trying to change the number of countries in the UN? Where is the African representation? Just on the African continent, there are 3 countries with over 120 million people. Where is the participation of Mexico, of Brazil, of Argentina, of Colombia? What is India's participation? So many important countries, Germany, Japan, Indonesia, all these countries could participate. And why doesn't it change? When the subprime crisis happened in 2008, we created the G20. For what? To try to resolve the crisis. We tried to change the IMF, we tried to change the World Bank, but nothing changed. So I believe that this democracy, the democracy that we as heads of state must discuss and must demand that the UN Secretary General, convenes extraordinary meetings, even without asking the 5 members of the Security Council. The UN cannot remain silent and simply watch what is happening in the world. Trump invades Iran, and then suddenly beef prices rise in Brazil, coal prices go up in Mexico, and gasoline becomes more expensive in another country. In other words, It's the poor who will ultimately pay for the irresponsibility of wars that nobody truly wants. It's this democratic behavior that countries have that we truly need to discuss with great seriousness. The world doesn't need war, but the world's problems. The problem of multilateralism, it's not an internal problem, not an internal problem for Mexico or an internal problem for Spain. It's a problem, for the United Nations. It's about respect for the UN Charter. I ask all of you who are members to read the UN Charter and read the decision that created the Security Council with a permanent member. Read it. And if you do not feel you are truly fulfilling your duty, then you must resign, or we will change the UN Charter once and for all. What simply cannot be allowed, what absolutely cannot be allowed, is for the world to be spending $2.7 trillion on weapons, while so many people are suffering from hunger. What we cannot have is us talking about decarbonizing planet Earth, while you gentlemen are dropping bombs every blessed day in every single country. What we cannot allow is Lebanon to be a victim of every war Israel fights with someone. The final shot always has to be in Lebanon. Meaning, where are we going to make our decisions? When are we going to stop? I am just appalled. I am truly astonished by the silence of people, for not saying anything at all, as if they're trying to hide from something they don't want to talk about.